The series begins with a rainy scene. We see a boy named Akira, he's the main protagonist, sitting in front of a puppy and crying his heart out. Then suddenly, another important character shows up from behind. His name is Ryo. He gently tries to calm Akira down. The scene then jumps 10 years into the future. Ryo tells Akira, "I need your help." Right after that, we see the grown-up version of Akira, now a high school student. His friends are shown next, and they're talking about a shocking news report. Apparently, many people have mysteriously died in one place. Hearing this, Akira gets really emotional and starts crying again. A girl named Miki also hears the news and looks disturbed. She's close to Akira, and he's currently staying at her house. While they're still talking, a strange man nearby is being annoyed by a buzzing bee. Once everyone leaves the area, the man suddenly extends his tongue unnaturally and swallows the bee. That's when we realize he's not human, he's a demon. Later that evening, the group is heading home when Miki tells Akira she has something urgent to do, so she'll be home late. Akira continues on, but Miki heads to a quiet place to be alone. Unfortunately, a few guys show up and start harassing her. Just then, Akira appears and steps in to protect her, but the bullies turn their attention to Akira and begin intimidating him instead. That's when Ryo makes a dramatic entrance. He ignores the bullies and calmly tells Akira to come with him. The bullies try to stop them, saying Akira is their prey now and Ryo can't take him away. But Ryo casually pulls a gun out of his pocket and straight up shoots them. Miki, horrified, tells Akira not to go with Ryo, but Akira ignores her and leaves with him. After all, Ryo's been his childhood friend. In the next scene, Akira and Ryo are having a serious conversation. Akira asks about the gun, and Ryo explains that it's a machine gun. He tells Akira that if he wants to survive in this world, he has to abandon the law and face the truth. Then Ryo begins telling a strange story. He says that long ago, he was working on research with a Russian scholar. One day, he visited the professor's room and heard loud noises from inside. When he entered, he found the professor brutally killing a bird. Ryo asked him why he was doing such a thing, and the professor said the bird was disturbing him and making too much noise. But things got even weirder. Later, when Ryo visited again, the professor suddenly attacked him. Shocked, Ryo tried to stop him, asking what he was doing. The professor then claimed he needed to destroy his own human body. He poured petrol on himself and set himself on fire. As he burned, something terrifying emerged from his body, a devil. After that incident, Ryo began researching devils seriously. He tells Akira that devils have existed even before humans, and they behave like parasites, taking over living bodies. Then, Ryo says they're heading to a special party, a place filled with devils. At the party, both of them walk in casually. Akira looks around and says everything seems normal. Ryo replies that devils always hide their true nature. Then, without warning, he smashes a glass bottle and starts slashing people lightly, just enough to draw blood. Ryo explains that devils are drawn to blood. "Just watch," he says. "They're about to reveal themselves." Akira is shocked and tries to stop him, thinking Ryo has gone completely insane. After a while, people begin losing control, and their inner devils start to take over. They feel a strange attraction toward blood. That's when a devil suddenly attacks the two friends. Ryo is nearly eaten alive, but just in time, a devil awakens inside Akira too. Ryo watches and says, "My plan worked." The devil inside Akira turns out to be one of the most powerful devils in existence, and man, the way he destroys the other devils, absolutely brutal. It's insane. Now we see two people talking about Akira. They've noticed some major changes in his personality. Then the scene shifts. Two girls are trying to open a door. That's when Akira shows up and effortlessly forces the door open. Ever since he got those devil powers, Akira's become a total powerhouse, and his popularity in school has skyrocketed. Next we see a race event. Akira takes part, and this time, he actually wins first prize. Later that night, Ryo sends him a brand new bike. Akira rides it straight to Ryo's place. When they meet, Akira says, "What's happening to my body, Ryo? Why do I feel so strong?" Ryo reminds him of the party they went to, where they encountered all those devils. Akira says he doesn't remember much. That's when Ryo reveals the truth. "You don't remember because that night, a devil took over your body." Hearing this, Akira is shocked. Ryo continues, "You saved us from the devils at that party. You now possess the power to kill devils without breaking a sweat. But even though you've got a devil's strength, you still have a human heart. That's what makes you special. That's what keeps you from becoming a true monster." Then, we're shown a man who's desperately running from some people. But those people, they're actually devils. The next morning, Akira wakes up and begins thinking about his family, remembering the precious moments he spent with them. He walks over to Miki, who's on the balcony talking to someone. Turns out she's chatting with a reporter. Akira jumps in, visibly angry, and says, "He's not a good guy. You shouldn't be talking to him." Then the scene shifts again. Akira and Ryo are riding around on the bike, hunting for new devils. They stumble upon a gruesome sight, 3 devils eating a human. A reporter nearby is recording the whole thing. Just then, Akira and Ryo arrive. Akira transforms into his devil form. The devils look at him and say, "You're late. This prey is ours now. Leave." Seeing this, Akira starts crying. He's overwhelmed with rage. Something inside him snaps. Suddenly, he attacks the devils, brutally tearing them apart. He even eats one of them. The remaining devils, shocked, say, "But you're one of us. Why are you killing your own kind?" Akira replies, "Who told you I'm one of you? I'm not. I'm a devilman, and I hunt monsters like you." After everything that happened, Akira learns from Ryo that someone had secretly recorded his transformation into a devil. The two realize that if the footage goes public, it could create chaos. Meanwhile, the reporter who filmed the clip rushes to his boss and shows him the footage, expecting a breakthrough. But the boss dismisses it instantly, claiming it's clearly edited and that no one would believe it's real. Disheartened, the reporter storms out, frustrated that no one is taking him seriously. Sitting alone in his car, he starts thinking, maybe Mickey knows more about Akira, so he decides to contact her and sets up a meeting for that evening. But just as he ends the call, a water-type devil silently appears behind him and possesses his body before he can react. While that's happening, Ryo digs deeper and manages to track down the reporter's home address. He and Akira head over and ring the doorbell. The reporter's mother opens the door, explaining that her son isn't home. But Ryo, clearly in a rush, pushes past her and starts searching the house for any evidence. Upstairs, he finds the reporter's room and accesses his computer, erasing everything related to Akira. On his way out, Ryo hands the confused mother some money, calling it compensation for the trouble he caused. Elsewhere, Mickey arrives at the reporter's studio, completely soaked from the rain. As soon as she steps in, she apologizes and heads straight for the shower. But the moment she turns her back, the devil hiding in the reporter's body slips out and takes control of Mickey instead. Not long after, Ryo and Akira show up at the studio and ring the bell. Mickey answers the door, but there's something strange about her. Her tone, her eyes, the way she moves. Akira notices immediately. The moment they step inside, the reporter, now fully consumed by a devil, attacks. Ryo pulls out a gun and shoots him right in the head before he can reach Akira. The real threat, however, is still lurking inside Mickey. The water devil tries to flee, but Akira transforms and chases it down. It taunts him, saying, "You wouldn't hurt someone you care about, would you?" But Akira doesn't hesitate. He tears the devil out of Mickey's body and kills it right then and there, saving her life and ending the immediate threat. Just when it seems like things have calmed down, the scene shifts back to Ryo, who's standing beside the reporter. Calmly, but coldly, he demands to know everything the reporter has learned about Akira. The reporter, intimidated and desperate, spills everything. Every bit of information, every piece of evidence he's gathered. Once Ryo gets what he wants, he doesn't hesitate. Without a flicker of emotion, he shoots the reporter dead. Unluckily, Akira witnesses the whole thing. Shocked and devastated, Akira breaks down, tears running down his face. Choking on his emotions, he asks Ryo, "Why did you kill him?" But Ryo, as cold as ever, simply replies, "Anyone who knows about your true identity, Akira, I'll eliminate them all." That's when it hits Akira. If the reporter's mother knew anything, Ryo must have killed her too. Without hesitation, Ryo confirms it. Akira is horrified. He realizes that if Ryo continues like this, Mickey will be next. She knows the truth too. Akira rushes to protect her, but Ryo blocks him, insisting that for both their safety, Mickey has to die. As Ryo prepares to carry out his plan, Akira throws himself in front of him, begging him to stop. The tension explodes. The two best friends clash, their ideologies completely torn apart, and a brutal fight breaks out. Akira and Ryo are still at odds, battling over Mickey's fate. Suddenly, Akira's phone buzzes. It's a call, but he doesn't answer. The scene then cuts to Akira's mother, who's on a flight, leaving a voice message for him. She says she's planning to visit him soon. Meanwhile, at Mickey's home, her entire family is enjoying dinner. Akira is there too, sharing a rare moment of peace with them all, but the calm doesn't last long. Later, Ryo corners Akira again, trying once more to convince him, "Let's just kill Mickey." Akira still refuses. At the same time, on the airplane, where Akira's mom is traveling, something strange starts happening. An eerie, dark figure circles the aircraft from outside. A maintenance worker investigates, only to be ambushed and devoured by a devil. Soon after, we see Akira's mother on a bus, where Akira's father is also present, but something's wrong. His body has been possessed by a devil. He slaughters everyone on board, and in a horrifying moment, he kills Akira's mother too. Back at the airport, Akira and Ryo are waiting for her arrival, standing in the crowd like everyone else expecting loved ones. But when Akira tries calling his mother and she doesn't pick up, he knows something is wrong. Ryo quickly traces her phone and discovers her location. She's inside the maintenance room. They rush there. When they arrive, they hear her voice from inside. "I'm already dead, Akira. Don't come any closer." But Akira ignores her warnings and sprints toward the room. That's when a a horrifying sight reveals itself. The same devil who slaughtered the plane's passengers has now possessed multiple bodies, including hers. And then, a familiar voice calls out Akira's father. He says, "I'm right here, son." Akira turns, hopeful for a second, but what he sees shatters him. His father is now completely possessed by a devil. With a chilling grin, he admits, "I killed your mother. I devoured everyone on that flight. I'm not your father anymore. I'm a devil, and I love eating humans." After hearing everything, Akira is consumed with rage and immediately transforms into his Devilman form. Seeing this, his mother is left in complete shock. She looks at him and asks, "Akira, are you a demon too?" But Akira responds, "I'm not a complete demon. My heart, it's still human." He then turns to his father and says, "Just like I gained control over my body, you can do the same. You can overcome this demon within you." His words give his father a spark of hope, a sense of motivation. He starts to fight back with all his might, trying to regain control over his body. But the demon inside him hears all of this and gets furious. In a single brutal moment, he decapitates Akira's father and says, "No human can ever control a demon." Shattered by the loss, Akira's mother turns to him and says, "You have to kill me. I mean, not me, but this demon that's wearing my face. I'm already dead. Don't feel guilty for ending me. You have to do this and set us free." But Akira can't bring himself to strike. His emotions, his love for his mother, they're holding him back. He's frozen. That's when Ryo pulls out his gun and fires at the demon's face. The blast destroys it partially. Then, turning to Akira, he says, "This thing only shares a face with your mother. That's it. Nothing more. Harden your heart, Akira. You have to finish it." But Akira still can't move. The emotional bond is too deep. His mother tries again. "Akira, you must do this. For all of us. You have to end this." Overwhelmed, Akira starts to cry, and then the demon taunts him. "You're just a crybaby, aren't you? Couldn't save your mother, couldn't save your father, and now you can't even kill me?" That's it, Akira snaps. With an explosive roar, he launches forward and tears the demon apart from the inside, ending it once and for all. After this, the scene cuts to a party, where those bullies from the first episode who used to trouble Mickey are hanging out. One of the guys gets possessed by a demon. Akira in his Devilman form, locked in an intense battle with a horde of demons. Meanwhile, Ryo is recording the entire scene on his camera. Later that night at Mickey's house, we see her sleeping peacefully until loud noises and screaming from another room wake her up. Turns out, Akira is in there struggling to keep his Devilman form under control. He's going berserk. Then we shift to a mysterious man who's trying to dig up some information about Akira. Next morning at school, we're introduced to a girl whose body has been possessed by a demon. Her name is Miko. The school's race event begins, and Miko, using her newfound demon powers, easily dominates and wins the race. Next, we see a scene where a meeting is held among the devils. The head of the devils questions the lower-ranked ones, saying something strange is going on in their city. Too many devils are dying under mysterious conditions. He suspects one of them is responsible and demands that whoever is behind it should step forward immediately. Among those present is the same man we saw earlier, who was gathering information on Akira at the start of the episode. Then we cut to this man having a conversation in a car with a female demon. She tells him that if Amon sees her, he'll remember everything. So, there's no need to tell these people anything. Amon's memories will return on their own. Meanwhile, we see Ryo back at home, digging into information about an athlete. Apparently, the athlete's body has been going through unusual changes lately. Just then, Ryo's secretary arrives, bringing in Akira, who's completely drenched in blood. Ryo lays Akira down and confronts him. "You promised me you wouldn't kill any devils without my permission. So what happened?" Akira responds, "I lost control for a while. I didn't even realize what I was doing. I was consumed by rage." Ryo says, "I don't know what kind of changes your body is going through, but you need to take your mind off this devil stuff for a bit. Here, take this money. Do whatever you want today, you're free." Akira takes the money and heads out to an unfamiliar area. There, he drinks heavily. In a drunken state, he stumbles outside and is approached by a strange woman, a female demon. She asks him, "Don't you remember me?" Akira replies, "No." She says, "Well, you will soon." Suddenly, she transforms into her demon form and attacks Akira. Her name is Silene. Throughout the battle, she keeps calling him Amon, pleading with him to awaken. She keeps saying, "Amon, you must wake up, for me." Eventually, Akira transforms into Devilman and fights back. Silene insists that he is Amon, but Akira declares, "I'm not Amon, I'm Devilman." A brutal fight begins. Silene is extremely powerful, overpowering Akira, and even severing one of his arms. In the heat of the battle, she continues pleading, "Wake up for me, Amon. You love me, remember?" Hearing this triggers Akira's emotions, and he recalls the loss of his parents. Rage and pain consume him. "You took away everyone I ever loved," he says. "Now I'll make sure you lose everything too." With one swift move, Akira picks up his severed arm and stabs it straight through Silene's chest. She's critically wounded. The man who had been helping Silene appears again and offers her a way to survive. "Fuse with my body," he says. "Your powers will increase." Silene warns him that doing so will kill him, but the man replies, "It doesn't matter. All that matters is your victory. I've always liked you, Silene, and I want to help you in any way I can, even if it costs me my life." With that, the two demons merge into one incredibly powerful being and resume their fight against Akira. This time, they overpower him completely, beating him so badly that he reverts to his human form, barely clinging to life. Then it's morning. Ryo arrives and finds Akira unconscious. "Wake up, Akira," he says. Akira wakes up and asks, "I'm not dead? Was it all a dream?" Ryo doesn't respond with words. Instead, he takes Akira to Silene's dead body. Akira stares at it and asks, "Are demons really just emotionless creatures driven only by bloodlust?" He continues, "Because I don't think that's true. Yesterday I saw demons willing to do anything, even die, for love. They were ready to make any sacrifice just to see the one they loved happy." And that's the end of part 1. First 5 episodes of Devilman Crybaby. Things are only going to get crazier in part 2, so stay tuned for that. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, like, share, and subscribe. Take care, and I'll catch you in part 2. The episode starts with Ryo doing some research on someone. Akira is with him, casually watching TV. On the screen, a news channel is airing an interview featuring Ryo himself. In it, he talks about a certain athlete and makes a bold claim. He says that during the next race, he's going to expose this athlete's real face to the world and prove that he isn't human. He's a demon. There's a drink sitting on the table nearby, which Akira picks up and drinks. But the moment he takes a sip, he suddenly transforms into his demon form and completely loses control. He launches an attack toward Ryo, but Ryo is protected behind a transparent glass wall and remains safe. Ryo calmly states that the mission was successful. What actually happened was that Ryo had been testing a new drug. He wanted to see how effective it would be. His plan was to give this drug to the athlete before the race, so that the athlete would lose control mid-race and his demonic identity would be exposed in front of everyone. Later that night, we see Akira sleeping on his terrace. That's when Mickey shows up and asks him if he's coming to the race tomorrow. She says if he is, she wants them to race together. Akira agrees, and both of them decide to participate in the upcoming race. The next morning, a huge crowd gathers for the event. Ryo also arrives, and a man comes to greet him. Ryo addresses him as Mr. Kodama. Then the scene shifts to the changing room, where Mr. Kodama enters. As soon as he sees Akira, he becomes emotional and walks up to him. Akira mentions that he saw Kodama crying at the airport during a TV broadcast. Hearing this, Mr. Kodama tears up again. Ryo steps in and tells Kodama that he's a huge fan. Next, we see the girls' changing room. Miko walks in, and the moment she enters, the other girls get an uneasy vibe and quickly leave. Now, only Miko and Mickey are left in the room. The two of them start having a conversation. Then we shift to the racetrack. Ryo is seen interviewing Mr. Kodama and seems skeptical. He says it doesn't even look like a human is running. It's more like some bizarre creature with insane speed. Ryo even jokes, asking if Kodama is on some kind of diet. Kodama laughs and says he's just been drinking some sponsored energy drink. Ryo tells him to take a sip on camera to help promote the drink. But the truth is, something is clearly off with Kodama. His body and behavior have drastically changed ever since his friend Junichi died. The show hasn't revealed how Junichi died, but it's heavily implied that Kodama might have killed him after turning into a devil. That guilt still haunts him. The race kicks off, and both Miko and Kodama are going all out, unleashing their full potential. At one point, Miko pulls ahead, and at others, Kodama takes the lead. During the race, Kodama approaches Akira and asks how he knows all this about him. Akira calmly replies, "Because I'm a devil too." Meanwhile, Ryo activates a projection in the stadium. A screen pops up in front of the audience, revealing what's really going on. Kodama suddenly loses control, looking around wildly for someone to attack. Akira yells at Ryo to open the gate and let him out, but Ryo refuses, smirking devilishly. We're then shown a scene featuring the Devil Committee. The higher-up demons are arguing, saying this couldn't have happened by accident. Someone is definitely plotting against them. Back at the stadium, Ryo appears live on TV and directly addresses the public. He says that anyone thinking the footage is edited or fake is an idiot. This is all real. Devils still exist in the human world. Ryo, being a professor, claims he's been studying them for a while. He warns that these demons live among us. They could be you, your friends, or even your family. Ryo opens the gates, turns to Akira, and says it's now up to him to take things forward. Just then, a devil appears before Akira. Akira tells him that he's neither a complete devil nor a complete human. He's a devilman, and it's Akira's duty to save him. The devil then lifts Akira into the sky and promises to protect him. We cut to a group of rappers performing a song narrating how the world has changed ever since the existence of devils became known to humanity. Then, we see Ryo delivering a video message, warning people and trying to raise awareness. He says that humans have always defeated powerful beings in the past, so defeating devils won't be impossible either. They just need to unite and fight together. In contrast, we're shown a tragic scene where the army kills an innocent human, something Akira witnesses firsthand. Deeply disturbed, he calls Ryo to confront him about it. Akira questions whether this kind of violence is really justified, but Ryo remains calm and largely unbothered. When Akira presses him, asking if he knew this was going to happen, Ryo responds by saying that Akira is viewing the situation too negatively. Instead, he could focus on the fact that several devils were also eliminated. Ryo insists this kind of chaos is normal in a war, but Akira disagrees. He refuses to stand by while innocent people are slaughtered. The next scene shifts to Miki walking down the street. A gang of thugs starts harassing her. Just then, one of the rappers from earlier shows up and steps in to protect her. However, the gang calls reinforcements, and soon they're outnumbered. Realizing they're in danger, Miki and the rapper run away and find a safe place to hide. Meanwhile, Akira is wandering the streets when he hears the sound of a devil being hunted. He transforms into his Devilman form and rushes to the scene. There, he sees the army brutally beating a Devilman. The wounded Devilman climbs to a rooftop where Akira offers to help him if he cooperates. But the Devilman, terrified, tries to flee. Suddenly, the army ambushes and kills him mercilessly. Akira is horrified by what he's just seen. When the soldiers spot Akira, they start firing at him too, but he manages to escape just in time. Later, Miko is shown arriving at a building where another runner is hiding. They realize that both of them are Devilmen and agree to work together. From now on, the scene then shifts to a local market where Miki's mother and younger brother are shopping. While Miki's mom chats with her friends, her brother spots a dog. As he approaches it, he suddenly starts acting strange. Moments later, he disappears. His mom frantically searches for him and finally finds him behind a car, where she sees a horrifying sight. Her son has killed and eaten the dog. The boy, clearly distressed, apologizes to his mom, saying he couldn't control his body. Back with Akira and Ryo declares that their mission was successful. They've exposed the truth about devils to the world. But now Ryo believes this only proves how foolish humans are. In contrast, demons are cunning and strategic, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Humans, blinded by fear, are recklessly attacking each other. Ryo asks Akira why he's so determined to protect humans when, in their eyes, he's a demon, too. After all, he's a Devilman. Ryo insists that Akira alone can't stop this war, and that his efforts are pointless. But Akira argues that he's not alone. There are others like him. He believes they can work together to stop the violence. Ryo, clearly disappointed, reminds Akira that he didn't turn him into a Devilman for this reason. Furious, Akira storms off. After that, Ryo opens a Bible and reads a passage which says that Satan lost his physical form during his rebellion against God. Later, he was reborn, formed an army of demons, and waged war against God again. But once again, he was defeated. We then cut to Miki's house where Akira has just arrived. Miki shows him a message from her mother, saying she's taking her son somewhere safe and asking them not to worry. She promises to return soon and asks them to take care of themselves in the meantime. Miki's father prepares to go out in search of his wife and son. He tells Akira to stay home and look after Miki until he returns. A news report begins airing on TV. It claims that these so-called demons are actually a Russian bioweapon, prompting the rest of the world to declare war on Russia. Warships start heading toward Russia in preparation for an attack. Inside one of these ships, a captain discusses the possibility of a nuclear strike. He declares that if it comes to that, he'll be the one to fire first. Then we see the world facing a complete communication breakdown, which leaves the devils furious. They decide it's time to accelerate their plans. Meanwhile, a news broadcast reports that a massive circular light, around 10,000 kilometers in diameter, has appeared over Earth. Experts suspect this strange light is what caused the global communication failure. In response, several countries dispatch military forces to investigate this mysterious phenomenon. We then cut to Ryo, who appears deeply troubled. He admits that everything had gone according to his plan so far, but now something feels off. To calm his mind, he scrolls through social media and notices one of his posts has racked up 5.7 million likes. That cheers him up, as it confirms he's been able to influence a massive number of people against the demons. Yet, despite the success, he still feels tense and realizes it's because of Akira. He begins recalling the moment he allowed Amon to possess Akira's body. Later, Ryo heads to a ruined site to investigate. While he's searching, a few old people suddenly appear, causing Ryo to aim his gun at them. But they raise their hands, insisting they're not demons. More humans come out of hiding, convincing Ryo they're telling the truth. He then walks over to a wall and fires his gun at it. It's the same location where Amon possessed Akira back. In episode 1, the wall has been painted over to hide the signs of Akira's devil transformation. After realizing this, Ryo leaves and gets into his car. On the way, he makes a call and asks the person on the other end if they know about Professor Fakira. Next, we shift to Miki's father, who's searching for his family. The city is in ruins, and chaos is everywhere. Meanwhile, Akira and Miki talk. Akira asks if she's heard anything about her father. She replies that she hasn't, but promises to let him know if she does. Hearing this makes Akira more anxious, and he thinks Ryo might be able to help them. So, Akira reaches out to Ryo for help. A little while later, Ryo messages back back, saying he's found Mickey's mother. Akira tells Ryo to send the location to Mickey's dad while they head over there too. We then follow Mickey's father again. He goes to a nearby camp, hoping to find his wife and son. He calls his son's number and hears the phone ringing inside one of the tents. When he goes inside, he's horrified to see a devil eating his wife. In the devil's pocket is the same phone he just called. He realizes with a heavy heart that his son has been possessed by a demon and killed his own mother. Just then, the army arrives and kills all 3 family members on the spot. Moments later, Akira shows up, collects their bodies, and leaves the area quietly. Akira climbs up a mountain and buries Mickey's parents and brother. Blaming himself, he thinks that if he had arrived just a little earlier, he might have been able to save them. Suddenly, a group of demons appears, and their leader, Zenon, steps forward. He says he wants to meet the devil who defeated Celine. This kicks off a fierce battle between Akira and Zenon. Zenon is overwhelmingly powerful and beats Akira badly. Watching Akira get crushed, the other demons laugh at him. After taking a brutal beating, Akira reverts from his devil form back to his human form. Just when things look hopeless, Mr. Koda shows up in his own devil form to protect Akira. Amid this chaos, a new demon appears, Jinman, a psychotic devil who also happens to be Ryo's manager. She declares that they can't kill Akira, but the other devils argue that Akira has already killed too many of their own and must die. Psycho Jenny, who's always lurking in the background, suddenly claims that all the demons Akira has defeated, he did it by someone else's will. She was just about to reveal who was really behind all of it when Miko dashes in at full speed and grabs Akira, dragging him out of there before anyone can react. The demons are left stunned by how fast she was. Miko takes Akira straight to Mickey's house. Akira is severely injured, and Mickey is shocked when she sees him. She asks what happened, and Miko tells her that Akira protected her from the demons, which is why he's in this condition. Hearing that, Akira finally opens up and tells Mickey the heartbreaking truth. Her parents and her brother have been killed. The news devastates Mickey. She runs to her room and breaks down crying. Akira too cries quietly, blaming himself for not being able to save them. Then, the scene shifts to Ryo, who's digging around in a forest. Out of nowhere, some wild kids approach him and start calling him Satan. They lead him to a nearby hut, and as soon as Ryo steps inside, he sees a statue resembling himself. That triggers a bunch of flashbacks. Just then, military aircraft begin dropping bombs in the jungle. Ground troops follow with a sudden violent assault on the nearby village. Ryo steps forward to protect the kids. A bullet fired directly at him suddenly freezes midair, as if some invisible force field is shielding him. The bullet then reverses direction and strikes the soldiers instead. More demons appear around him and begin defending him. Psycho Jenny shows up and tells Ryo that now that he knows everything, it's time to leave. Later, a live news broadcast shows Ryo being interviewed. He's explaining how to identify demons among humans. Watching this, Akira finally feels a bit hopeful, like maybe Ryo is trying to help now. On screen, Ryo says that if humanity wants to survive this war, they need to take action. He starts explaining his past, revealing that he once worked with a scientist named Professor Fakira. That scientist transformed into a demon and attacked him. According to Ryo, the professor turned into a demon because society had always rejected his ideas and never gave him a voice. Ryo explains that demons are essentially people who are deeply dissatisfied with the world and feel completely rejected. That, he says, is how humans begin to transform into demons. His solution? Kill these people before they turn into demons. Akira is stunned hearing all this. Ryo then reveals he has evidence to support his theory, and that evidence is Akira himself. He starts painting Akira as a lonely person with distant parents who live abroad. He was neither good at school nor at sports, just a nobody. Ryo shows a video of Akira's first transformation into Devilman, where he killed many people. He uses this to claim that any dissatisfied human could be a future demon and must be eliminated. Then, we cut back to Akira, who is watching the broadcast in disbelief. Just then, one of the rappers behind him pulls out a gun and points it at him. A gunshot rings out. Then we learn that the bullet fired at Akira misses him. It grazes past without even touching. Akira then pleads with everyone to believe him, saying he's not a demon, he's still human. At that moment, Mickey runs in and hugs him tightly. She says that just by looking at his smile, she knows he's telling the truth. She assures him that she still trusts him completely. But the moment is cut short when military forces surround the house. Over the loudspeaker, they announce that Akira must be handed over, dead or alive. After everything he heard, Akira realized it was best for him to leave as soon as possible, not just for his own safety, but for the others too. He told them he was heading to Ryo's place to confront him and asked everyone to stay safe. Meanwhile, Ryo was still at the location where he gave his interview, surrounded by devils. It became clear that the interview wasn't conducted by the government. It was all part of a devil's plan. The devils around him mocked humanity, saying it was easy to fool them because humans were naive and foolish. The scene then shifted to Akira flying over the city. What he saw shocked him. The city was in ruins, and the military was slaughtering innocent civilians. He landed and pleaded with the people not to fight among themselves, urging them to unite and stand against the devils, but the soldiers didn't take that well. To them, Akira was just another devil giving orders, and they refused to obey. They opened fire on him too. Watching them kill helpless people, Akira broke down in tears. The soldiers mistook his grief for pain and felt triumphant, shooting even more aggressively and killing those tied up nearby. Back at home, Mickey was on her computer, typing out a heartfelt message. She posted online about a very special boy named Akira. She wrote that even if he's a devil now, his heart was still human, and that's what made him truly special. She admitted that while there was a demon inside him, his heart was still like that of a child, someone who still cried when faced with cruelty. She said if everyone had a heart like Akira's, all evil in the world could vanish in an instant. And if people called Akira a devilman, then she proudly declared herself one too, because she respected and understood him. Meanwhile, Akira's words were beginning to make an impact. People stopped throwing stones, and one child even ran up to hug him. Others slowly began to understand what Akira was trying to say. But just as things seemed to be changing, demons launched another attack. Akira fought bravely, taking them down one by one. Then, their leader, Jinman, appeared, and a brutal battle between him and Akira began. Jinman once again overpowered Akira. Elsewhere, Mickey's house was under siege. A mob had gathered outside, furious over her support for devils. They hurled stones, believing she didn't deserve to live among humans. Mickey, Miko, and the rapper tried to escape, dodging attacks as best they could. Eventually, the rapper pulled out his gun and began firing to protect them. Back with Akira, despite being badly beaten, he managed to defeat Jinman this time. He whispered to himself, "Just hold on a little longer, Mickey. I'm coming for you." But things had already taken a dark turn. The mob outside Mickey's house had gone insane. As they continued attacking, Miko finally lost control and transformed into her devilman form, striking down humans in retaliation. At the same time, Ryo was in his building, staring at an old photo of him and Akira from childhood. Just then, a massive bomb went off, destroying the building entirely. We returned to Mickey, who was trying desperately to escape, but the mob had guns. One bullet hit her leg, injuring her. She fell. As she struggled, one man approached and violently stabbed her in the back. Mickey died on the spot. Finally, Akira arrived at her house, only to find it engulfed in flames. Outside, the same mob of deranged people danced around, celebrating their so-called victory. They had mounted the dismembered body parts of Mickey and her friends on sticks and were cheering wildly, convinced they had defeated the devils. In Rai, witnessing the horrific chaos caused by humanity, Akira completely loses control. He starts to think that demons are not the real monsters. It's humans who are truly heartless. Consumed by rage, Akira unleashes a massive fire blast, wiping out all the humans around him in a single blow. Next scene begins with Ryo standing in a barren wasteland. Soon, Akira arrives. Without wasting time, he confronts Ryo, demanding to know why he turned humanity against itself. Why did he do this? Ryo calmly explains that humans are weak creatures, and he simply pushed things along. Akira snaps back, saying, "But you're human too. Would you destroy your own existence?" That's when Ryo reveals the truth. "I'm not human. I'm Satan." And with that, he transforms into his original form. Now in his true form, Ryo starts revealing his past. Long ago, he waged war against the gods, but he lost badly. After that defeat, he drifted through the universe in search of survival until he discovered a planet that supported life, Earth. But back then, there were no humans, only demons. The strongest demons ruled the land while the weak were forced into servitude. Over time, demon populations started to dwindle, so they developed a way to survive. Through a technique called merging, two demons would fuse, increasing both their power and lifespan. Ryo found this idea brilliant, but the gods weren't having it. They attacked once again, furious that demons were working together. Ryo says that what humans now read as Greek mythology, those bizarre creatures, are actually the result of demon-human merging. Eventually, Ryo was reborn on Earth, though he had no memory of his past life. After a sudden attack on his tribe, his powers awakened, and he survived. Time passed, and he met Akira once more. He was later adopted by a woman, but deep down, he always knew one thing. The gods had always wanted to destroy demons, so now he planned to destroy the gods' greatest creation, humans. He tries to convince Akira to join him. "You're a devilman too. Why not fight by my side?" But Akira refuses. Everyone he loved had been taken from him because of demons. He couldn't possibly side with them. Ryo tells him to forget the past. "Let's build a new world, you and me, together." Akira, furious, transforms into Devilman and declares he will stop Ryo no matter what. Ryo tries to stop him, saying, "You're my childhood friend. I don't want to fight you." But Akira doesn't care. He warns Ryo that if he or any of his allies harm a single human again, he'll destroy them all. Then the scene cuts to a devastated city, a desolate graveyard. Akira is sitting near Mickey's grave, surrounded by other devilmen. They've had enough. It's time to fight back. Together, they form a resistance group to protect the remaining humans. Meanwhile, on other parts of Earth, chaos has broken loose. Nations are fighting and destroying each other. It's a terrifying sight. Ryo watches all this unfold from space, when suddenly Suddenly, Akira appears in front of him in his Devilman form. "Satan, I will stop you," he says. Reminder, Rio and Satan are the same, so don't get confused. Rio unleashes his full power, killing off many Devilmen in the process. During the intense battle, he even severs one of Akira's arms. Back on Earth, things have gotten worse. Nuclear blasts have started, but Devilmen and humans are now working together, finally gaining the upper hand against the demonic forces. Many demons fall, and humans begin to feel hope again. But in a direct fight against Satan, Akira still stands no chance. Satan is too powerful. He keeps slicing off Akira's limbs one by one. Thankfully, other Devilmen start merging with Akira, boosting his strength and giving him a shot at victory. Their fight becomes so intense that even the moon gets partially destroyed in the process. Finally, Rio unleashes a full-powered blast on Akira. The scene shifts. Now, both Rio and Akira are lying on the ground. Rio looks out at Earth and says how beautiful it looks now, with all humans wiped out. He starts recalling his memories with Akira, how Akira taught him the meaning of friendship, how he showed him what it meant to live. Rio asks Akira to say something, but Akira doesn't respond. The camera pulls back, and we see the truth. Half of Akira's body is missing. He's dead. Rio, heartbroken, lays his head on Akira's body and starts crying. Through his sobs, he begs Akira to wake up, to rule the world with him like they'd planned. But Akira is gone. There's no coming back, and that's how Devilman Crybaby Episode 10 comes to a tragic end. So guys, how did you find this final episode of Season 1 of the series Devilman Crybaby? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share this video with your friends.